Hello, this is a silly moustache. Can you see me? Yes, here I am. Somebody asked me about what is my cleaning methodology for my guitars. Well, here's a guitar that I'm just removing the strings from, and I'm going to change the strings. I'm not going to go through the whole tortuous methodology of de-stringing and polishing and showing you every rub, but I'll show you the principle and I'll show you the materials that I use. I've removed my strings with the help of my Bosch drill, an EXO screwdriver with a Stumac adapter on the end. I'm going to remove my bridge pins, and I always put my bridge pins into a little glass pot to keep them together, stop them running away. So all of those strings are coming off. There they go. And I shall put those in my box for recycling to send to Daddario when they finally get around to doing the recycle program in the UK. So now I have my guitar without a bridge or a saddle, without a saddle rather, pins. The nut is solid. It's been used for about 3 months, so it's going to have some small little marks and drops of, well, we won't go into that too much. This is a barely damp cloth, just very slightly damp, and what I do is I go over it, particularly in the places where human detritus might have assembled, usually around the top, around here, and on the upper bout. As I put that barely damp this on there, I can see just the smallest trace of moisture there, so it's going to go straight off. And so let's assume that that's been done all over the guitar. Get some of the dust around here. Okay, the next thing I do is take a sip of water. And here I have my inspection mirror. It's a fine inspection mirror and it is self-illuminating. So I look inside, have a little poke around to see if there's anything that looks suspicious. Go down to the end as far as I can see. I can't show you this, of course, but yeah, everything seems to be in order. There's no accumulations of nastiness or dust or fluff in there, so that's fine. Take that out, remember to switch it off. And now comes the polishing, and this I think is what you wanted me to tell you about. Oh, by the way, when I de-string and restring, I now wear these safety glasses. I don't use a preparation made for guitars. I stumbled across this stuff many years ago at an antiques exhibition. This stuff, this polish, which is like this, is designed for valuable antique furniture, of which I have none. It's a secret French polisher's restorative. There we go. Only available to the trade, which is not at all true. It is not a stain, a varnish, or a lacquer, and I understand that it contains no silicone. We keep away from silicone with musical instruments, of course. And the way I apply it is, I've got my ice cream bowl here. I'm going to put this on top of the guitar just to illustrate. And I always use a little protective glove like this, which I collect from petrol stations or gas stores or whatever you call them in the States, just to protect it getting on my hands. And here's my little Christmas pudding bowl. When it becomes necessary, I pour some of this stuff, which is an emulsion of some sort. They won't tell you the contents, but I have to say I've been using it for about 20 years now. And I will pour some of that in there, about half an inch, and I soak this disgusting old duster that I've never changed. I soak it and soak it and soak it, and then I squeeze it out as much as I can. I do that about once every 3 to 4 months. And then I use this barely damp item again on the instrument. Now the important thing is the fretboard. And this is the point that I really wanted to make. Liquid and fretboards aren't a good mix. But I do like to see the shine and the cleanliness of my fretboard. And so this is what I do. I rub this on the fretboard and on the bridge. There is no liquid there, just the evidence of some dampness. And then on the bridge itself, which brings that ebony up to a beautiful, beautiful gloss. Get rid of that, get rid of this glove rather, there we go. And then with a microfiber cloth, I take it straight off. And then I continue to do the same thing all over the surfaces of the body. I don't touch the back of my neck at all, apart from when I'm playing, helps. And I do the headstock. Should any of the tuning machines be particularly stiff, and this very, very rarely happens, I've been recommended on the Collings forum to use this stuff, Flow Superior Lubricant. I've tried it on one, a rather elderly 12-string, and it worked very well. Not greasy, it's applied with this tiny weeny little tube that you stick in the top, and the smallest amount is all that's necessary. So that is how I clean my guitars. So once I've done all the body work, I will go over with a clean microfiber cloth, and it really does give an excellent luster. I've got a pre-war Gibson archtop upstairs, which I've been using this stuff on for 3 or 4 years now, and the finish on it improves every time I do it. So no silicone, no slopping around with wet stuff, no fluid sufficient to get underneath the frets, which is crucial. And then when I've done all that and I've rubbed it all down and it's nice and shiny, I'll put on a new set of strings. But I've handled that in a previous video. So that's it. And then when I've restrung, I will update the details in my little guitar records and string usage log. Sounds very pompous, doesn't it? And I'll put a note inside the Princess Mary box, which holds my capo, my picks and my spare tuner, and I'll put the date in there so I can get an idea. Incidentally, that is a fine example of an original 1914 Princess Mary box. I use them to keep all my picks and my valuables, my small valuables, in the case with the guitar. When the guitar comes out, this comes out, use the bits and pieces, put them back in the box, goes back in the case. Nothing gets lost because I can see immediately if there's something not in there that should be in there. And I have been, I've got some of these. These are the replica Princess Mary boxes that were made on the anniversary of the outbreak of World War I, 2014. And I still have a few of these back. Still have them available, completely unused. They're much lighter than these, but they do exactly the same job. So if you're interested in one of those, contact me. I have a few of them. I need about $30 to pay for the postage, shipping and stuff like that. That's it. I hope that's of interest to you all, and so thanks for watching. Cheers.